Hey everyone, so I'm back here with another video, and first of all, you might notice that this is a different view than what you usually get, but I'm testing out a couple of different angles, and I feel like this one might be able to work out. Anyways, so this time around, I have some toy pickups to share with you guys. These toys, I've got them over the course of the last few weeks here, I think about 2.5 weeks now. And all of this stuff came from the same Value Village over several different trips to the Value Village. Anyway, so I'm going to start with the first thing that I got here. I went and I found these not in the toy section. It was actually over by the section where they usually have like old film cameras and like camera accessories like cases and sometimes lenses and stuff like that. Sometimes even just like film cartridges or even blank cassette tapes. But I found these there, and I was really surprised to even see them there, and even more so surprised to see them packaged like this. Basically, I found 4 Tamagotchis in a bag for $2.99. Now, let me just open them up here to get a better look at them. From what I could tell, they were all more recent Tamagotchis, at least from about 10 years ago, and not older ones from the 90s, like from when I was a kid. But still, like, they look like they're in really good condition, so I assume that they should work just fine. First one here, well, I'll just show you guys that one by one. And there's this one. All of these are the Tamagotchi Connection ones. Except for the first one here, it doesn't say Tamagotchi Connection. I should say the last one here doesn't say Tamagotchi Connection on it, but who knows. Yeah, there's this one here as well. And yeah, this one here doesn't say Tamagotchi Connection on it. And it also has this weird, like, sort of guitar pick thing on the keychain part. But yeah, these are all from, I believe, about 2004. At least that's what it says on the backs of them. So it might be 2004. It could just be like a generic year that they have printed on these, but I don't really know about that. Now, on another day, I went and I found this bag of toys for $3.99, I believe it was. And there were a couple things that I've already thrown out. Basically, there was a sort of pterodactyl toy. It was just like some random thing, so I threw it out. I didn't really have a need for it, but these were in the bag. Some of the things here, though, they weren't in the best condition, which kind of sucks, but I mean, you take what you get. So first up here is this McFarlane Toys Beatles figure. This one, if I understand correctly, is Ringo Starr, but I'm not too certain about that. It's supposed to be like Ringo Starr, the way he looks like in Yellow Submarine or whatever. But again, I might be wrong about that. I'm not entirely certain. And he's in pretty decent condition, and for the most part, he's just a little dusty. So I should get around to cleaning him sometime soon, but at least he's in pretty good condition. I found some of these in the past where pretty much their entire hands were missing. This one here, it looks like his hand was like glued back on, so it's pretty much just stuck in that one position, but I mean, it's fine, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, like, I had seen a bag of these before where it was all 4 of the Beatles, and they were like missing feet or missing hands, and it was just a weird thing to see in that condition, so I didn't end up purchasing them then, and even now, it was just the one. Also in the bag, there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figure that has a sort of action feature to it, but not really a fan of this sort of style of Ninja Turtle. This is newer than what I grew up with, and I'm not that big of a fan, but it does say Mirage Studios. Actually, no, this one here is made for McDonald's, so most likely I will just throw that out. Next up, okay, this one I actually really liked that I found something like this. I wish I had found more of these figures, or maybe even like an entire bag full of them, or whatever. But to find at least one, it's nice enough, and it's basically just a figure of Super Saiyan Trunks. That's future Super Saiyan Trunks. And it's in really good condition. His one arm seems like it's a little stiff compared to the other one, like around the joint, and maybe it like popped out at some point, and the person who originally had this tried popping it back in, and it just didn't stick quite as well. But for the most part, it looks like it's in perfectly good condition, and there's lots of articulation on this, surprisingly, compared to other figures that I have over here. Not that you can really see them, but there are a couple of figures there. Those ones have almost no articulation or no articulation at all. Well, this one here seems to have many, many, many points of articulation, especially on his legs. Also in the bag there were these two sort of, I suppose, busts of, well, this one here is of the Hulk, and this one is Captain America, both Avengers themed, and I don't really know what these are from. The only markings on the bottom say Marvel China, and then some kind of code on it. It says YT0115 on both of them there. And if anybody out there can identify what these are from, like if it's from a set or whatever, please let me know in the comment section below. The last two items that were in this bag, I was the most disappointed by these because they are Transformers, and typically, if you know anything about Transformers in thrift stores, they're usually missing a lot of parts, and not just the expectable things like projectiles or accessories or weapons or what have you, but typically they're missing things like legs and arms and heads sometimes, or wings, and it's just really strange to me that those sort of things sort of come off of their toys, off of people's toys, that is. It's really strange to me that people don't take care of the stuff that they purchase, but who knows, really. So the first one here is a pterodactyl, and it's missing, well, pretty much half of its body there. It's missing the legs, like the entire lower section, but I'm almost certain this is a Transformer, because it does say, where is it? Hasbro 1995, and it also says Takara on there. Takara's the sort of the company that makes Transformer stuff or whatever in Japan. But yeah, it was kind of a disappointment to see that it was missing so much of it. Like, it has the legs in the back, but that's about it. Like, it has the head as well, but just no legs, and it's just not even really transformable at this point. And the other one is this giant crab thing, but as you can tell, it's missing its one arm there, which really sucked. And I'm not entirely certain what else it's missing here. I haven't seen any of these in many, many, many years, so I'm at a complete loss for words here as to what else might be missing. But most obviously, one of the hands there is missing, and that really sucks. Now, on another day, this is the last item I have to show you guys. I found this one item in a bag of toys marked for $4.99. And the only reason why I spent that much is because I really wanted this one item. Pretty much everything else that was in this bag was just a broken, shitty controller for some terrible dollar store RV car, or not RV, like remote control car, or like other stuff like that, that were completely worthless on their own. There was no reason to even keep them, so I threw all of those out and I kept this one toy. Um, and basically, I'll say this: I really wanted one of these when I was a kid, but I really couldn't convince either of my parents to give me the money to get it. Nor, at the end of the day, did I really want to have to track down all the different toys to get everything that would really make this usable. So basically, what it is the PET, or PET, I should call it maybe. This was from Mega Man NT Warriors. So basically, um, like all the Mega Man Battle Network games, it was pretty much those characters. But they had a TV show for it as well around the time, the early 2000s. And basically what you would do with this is there were these things called battle chips, and basically you slot it in over here, if I can do it correctly, and whatever effect the battle chip had, it would give you that effect within the little game itself. Now, this doesn't have a battery in it, so I can't really show you guys what to do with it, but also the screen would be nearly impossible to view, as these screens were really, really hard to really be able to see all that well. But yeah, to get all these chips, even though they sold some in sets of just chips, a lot of them came from different action figure sets or individual action figures that cost a whole bunch of extra money, and basically you were shit out of luck if you really wanted to collect all of these. Um, really sucks. Back in the day, I wanted one of these, but I had several Digivices, and those cost 50, 60 bucks a piece back then, and I really, 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 really could not ask for more money to be able to purchase something like this, especially when you needed more money to purchase accessory pieces as well. Um, but yeah, that's it. That's what I got. Anything more, I'm like just rambling down like nostalgia lane or whatever you want to call it. That's what I got. A whole bunch of action figures, some Tamagotchis, and this Mega Man NT Warriors PET handheld. That's what I got. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. If you can help me better identify some of the things I've shown you in this video, please let me know in the comment section below. Any information would be helpful. And that's it. See ya.